This video is going to be about the Hotel Metropolitan in Paducah, Kentucky. The Hotel Metropolitan was an African-American hotel opened during segregation and part of the Chitlin Circuit. Because it being one of the few places that African-Americans could stay, as well as being part of the Chitlin Circuit, there were many well-known people that stayed there, such as Ray Charles, Louis Armstrong, Chuck Berry, as well as Ike and Tina Turner. In the sports world, there was Jesse Owens and the Harlem Globetrotters. Thurgood Marshall also stayed there, who was the first African-American Supreme Court Justice. Here's Betty Dobson explaining a little bit about the Hotel Metropolitan.
The hotel was built back in circa around 1908 by a lady named Maggie Steed, a young African-American woman from Tennessee. And her husband, Henry, and Maggie would take in travelers from time to time, and so they saw a need to build a hotel and for black travelers or travelers of color, I should say, because the Negro League stayed here, and it was comprised not just of African Americans, but Cubans as well, who were dark-skinned people, and so oftentimes they could not stay in a white establishment because of their color.
Was this the only establishment like that here in Paducah?
Well, there were others that were available, but none were quite like the Hotel Metropolitan. The Hotel Metropolitan was deemed to be the upscale hotel for travelers.
Now, if I understand right, there was the Chitlin Trail and a lot
Chitlin
of circuit. My bad.
Right.
And a lot of it was musicians that would go from city to city. Is that right?
Yes.
And Paducah was like kind of on that circuit there.
Yes. The Hotel Metropolitan was a part of the Chitlin Circuit, and the Chitlin Circuit was comprised of a route that would be safe travel for people of color. And on this route, you would find venues that would let you perform there, places that would allow you to sleep and dine there.
Okay.
So it was like a modern day underground railroad, if you would. And so you would seek out the Chitlin Circuit when you were traveling, if you were of color.
Okay, awesome. And there was a lot of well-known people that did stay here.
Oh, yes.
Particularly, there was a lot of musicians such as B.B. King. Let's see, who else? Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Ray Charles, awesome.
Marable, Louis Armstrong.
Awesome.
Yes.
That is great.
And there were political figures such as Thurgood Marshall, who stayed here as
okay.
well.
Okay.
And we had the Harlem Globetrotters, the Negro League baseball team. We had Satchel Paige to stay here, Josh Gibson.
Okay.
Gosh, I always forget his name. Buck O'Neill.
Okay. Awesome.
That stayed here.
Right.
Yeah. Marcus Haynes.
Okay.
Jesse Owens.
Awesome. So, when did this place finally close?
It closed in 1996.
And the way I understand it, it really got into a bad state of disrepair.
It was. It actually was condemned until our organization, the Uppertown Heritage Foundation, came forth and, got the hotel together, restored it. And we could not have done that without the help of Clarence Big House Gaines.
Okay.
Whose family actually owned the hotel, and he inherited the hotel and then later donated it to us, to the Uppertown.
How long did it take to restore the hotel?
It really took a total of 8.
The hotel had 2 floors. Right now we're on the first floor. Most of the rooms where people stayed were on the second floor. However, there were some people that did request that they stayed on the first floor. Betty told me that Ray Charles, when he came, he always liked to stay on the first floor. And there were others too. This is the old Lincoln High School here. Here we just got some displays at the museum. Some of these are permanent and some are temporary that travel around to different museums. These are just some more displays here. I think that might be Quincy Jones. I'm not positive though. I think that might be. This next one is going to be Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, this next photograph, we're going to be upstairs, and these are where the rooms where most of the people stayed. This is where Ike and Tina Turner stayed when they were there. This next picture will be it will actually be a photograph of Ike and Tina Turner. There we go. I can't remember exactly how many rooms there were there, but they were nice little rooms. You kind of get an idea there what they look like. Of all these rooms, though, on the second floor, there was only one bathroom that everybody had to share. Here's some more pictures of the rooms, just so you can get a kind of an idea of what they look like. This next picture is going to be of the only bathroom that was there on the second floor. People had to share, which I think at that time that was kind of common in hotels where people had to share bathrooms. This next one's kind of interesting. It's of how during the Underground Railroad, how quilt squares could be used for coded messages, which I thought was kind of interesting. This is about a display about emancipation. There's Honest Abe. Here are some of the old buildings that were in Paducah. Some of them are still standing. You can kind of see some of the shotgun houses that you still see here in Paducah today. This is a piece of the original wallpaper that was in the original building. Here's a picture of another room. This next picture is going to be a diagram of Fort Anderson, which is where the Battle of Paducah was fought during the American Civil War. At the Battle of Paducah was the 8th U.S. Colored Heavy Artillery Unit. The 8th Heavy Artillery were a significant part of the garrison at Fort Anderson in Paducah that repulsed a major attack by Nathan Bedford Forrest troops in March 1864. This is a picture of the back of the motel, and this next picture will be of the back and the side of the motel. This next one is kind of interesting. It's of the Purple Room, which was a separate building behind the Hotel Metropolitan. There was a bar there, and also a lot of the blues musicians would play there when they stayed there. This is the grave of Fate Marable. He was from Paducah and buried in Oak Grove Cemetery. He stayed at the Hotel Metropolitan. Here is the historical marker for the 8th U.S. Covered Heavy Artillery Unit. It's kind of in the area where the old Executive Inn was. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And until next time, bye.